What's going on, everybody? It's Frank from All Out Sports doing the Week 6 predictions. Now, normally we have 4 or 5 people here doing it. Everybody's busy. So I got to put the team on my back and carry us to get this W. That was corny as hell. But let's get into it. I'm going to be sharing my screen of the schedule so you guys can get a visual of what I'm looking at. So just bear with me. I'm trying to operate this ship for the first time. So, we are going to start with the Thursday night game. The Washington Commanders at the Chicago Bears. So that will be today when this video is uploaded. I'm doing this the night before. As you can see, it has a list of where their offense and defenses are ranked, yada, 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 all that shit. I'm just going to kind of break down how I feel about it. I know everybody has different opinions in All Out Sports, but because I'm the only person here, you're getting my opinion. I don't think the Bears are 2-3 bad, but I don't think they're that good either. And I don't think the Commanders are 1-4 bad, but I don't think they're that good either. So as you can see, the Bears have a really good defense. They just came off a loss versus the Vikings. As you can see, they got the little videos playing, and it was a close game. And not gonna lie, I did the power rankings, and like I kind of wish I would have dropped the Vikings for that because that's ass. But we're not talking about them. The Washington Commanders, they put up points. Carson Wentz puts up points. They just can't win games. The Bears, they run the ball like a motherfucker. They can't pass. Washington is the exact opposite. Look right there, it shows it. So this is going to be a Colts and Broncos 2.0. I think they'll score a lot. I think there'll be a lot of scoring going on, but I just think it'll be a shit fest. I'm going to pick. I'm probably going with the. Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna go with the Bears because of defense. I think defense wins games and championships. I'm going with them. We're gonna move on to the next game. Hopefully, this is how I can work up here. Moving on to the next game at noon, the San Francisco 49ers at the Atlanta Falcons. If you've watched the Falcons, you know they've been in every single game. Even games they've gotten blown out in, they've came back. They're 2-3. I think they're a little bit better than 2-3. Like most 2 and 3 teams are in like below 20s range. I think they might be like they should be higher 20s, but regardless, they're playing the Niners, who I think are a lot better than their record shows. With an injured Cordero Patterson, Kyle Pitts coming back from injury. I don't know, man. It's just this Falcons team is poorly coached. They were robbed last week. They got the Falcons have the third defense. I didn't even know that. But the Niners, it's a, I want to say it's the Niners easily, but we know in the NFL nothing comes easily. Pause. And this it's gonna. I think the Niners are going to win this game, but the Falcons will put up a fight for sure. That's just what they do. Moving on to the next game, Cleveland or New England at Cleveland, both 2-3 teams. But if you look right there at the, I guess you could say the stats for both teams, the Browns blow them out the water. I think the Browns run away with this game. I think they really, they lost last week to the Chargers off a missed field goal because the Chargers almost choked it for themselves. Patriots haven't proven to me yet that they're really that dominant of a football team. So I'm going to go with the Browns in this game. Moving on to the next one, Green Bay. Oh, New York Jets at Green Bay. The Jets coming off their huge win over Miami, and the Packers coming off their loss against the New York Giants. Well, New York team beat Green Bay 2 times in a row. I mean, if you've watched the podcast, you know I am extremely high on the Jets. I think they're going to get 7+ wins. We have a whole bet about it. Watch that video if you haven't. The Packers, I'm up and down with them. I like, obviously, everybody knows Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer, clearly, but he doesn't have really the weapons around him to succeed. But in that Giants game, he was making bad throws at the end. He was overthrowing receivers or putting balls out of position where the DB can make a play on it. And it came down to the end where he threw the fade and it got tipped down. And the Jets, they've done nothing spectacular, but they had 5 rushing touchdowns last week. You know, it's interesting to see how this Jets offense is going to go against that Packers defense. I think the Packers might tear them apart passing wise, and rushing wise too. Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon are great, but it's going to be really interesting to see this game. I'm going to pick my underdog pick of the year. I'm picking the Jets to win this game. Moving on to the next one. Oh, brother. Oh, my God. I don't even want to talk about this shit. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. I don't even want to talk much about this game. The Colts, before the season started, people thought they were a top 10, top 5 team. People were gassing them the hell up, me included. They look terrible. I honestly want to pick Jacksonville, but I feel like Jacksonville came down to earth after with their loss last week versus Houston. So I'm going to pick the Colts for this game. This game right here, very interesting. I wish they gave the injury report on the website right now because I don't see any injury report. So the Dolphins we know are banged up. Tyreek was hurt. I don't know if he's playing. Tua's out. They said I think they're trying to push Tua to play. But Minnesota has just looked really good outside of the Bears game last week and the Eagles game. Miami, although they've been good, I'm going to go with Minnesota in this game. On to the next one, New Orleans and Cincinnati. Whew, Cincinnati's at New Orleans, excuse me. Man, Cincinnati, what a disappointing year you guys have had. I don't want to trash the fuck out of them because they just went to the Super Bowl, but man, you're going to tell me this was a Super Bowl team last year? They posted a picture. I don't have it with me of Jamar Chase's route tree from last week, and it was just corner routes and fades. Zach Taylor. Although the Saints they're not ass. I was going to say they're ass. They're a good team. The Bengals cannot lose this game. You're playing a banged up Saints team. If you lose to this banged up Saints team because Zach Taylor can't coach, there's an issue in Cincinnati. I'm going to rock with the Bengals on this game. I trust all their superstars to go off, but a poorly coached team will lose games 9 out of 10 times. Moving on to the next game. If you know I am a New York Giants fan, this game is going to be fun. I'm so excited. So, let me give you guys a little insight. I'm not trying to bring a Giants podcast on here. Wink Martindale's the Giants defensive coordinator. He was the Ravens defensive coordinator. That's the storyline I'm interested in. How is this Giants defense, ranked number 2, going to go against this Ravens offense with Lamar and how they've rushed with Mark Andrews in the tight end spot with J.K. Dobbins and all this? Ooh, I'm just so excited. They have the 3rd-ranked defense, though, and the Giants don't pass the ball well. So that's another storyline to look out for. But I want to pick the Giants, but I really think the Ravens are going to come out on top. So I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens and my sleeper MVP pick in Lamar Jackson. The last 12 o'clock game of the day, Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. So if you know, you know. Tampa Bay this year has been disappointing. 3-2 looks good on the stat sheet. Watching them play is extremely disappointing. You beat Dallas, all right. You get blown out by Kansas City. You almost let the Falcons come back in a game where Brady got sacked. It was a sack. It was normal play, and they threw a flag. Give the Falcons the ball back after the Falcons were getting their ass kicked. Give the Falcons the ball back. Falcons may go down and score. I don't think they do, but people are going to say Falcons could have won that game. So you got to think of it like that too. But they're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are cold as Antarctica right now. They're frozen, solid. They got destroyed by Buffalo in their passing game. And the Patriots are 3rd in passing. Now, Brady hasn't played great. Weapons banged up here and there. I'm interested to see how this Steelers defense without TJ Watt bounces back against Tampa. I think Tampa's going to come out on top, but I just want to see how this defense bounces back against Brady, who's been struggling. So, well, I can't say he's really been struggling. He just hasn't been scoring touchdowns. But moving on to the next game, the 3:00 games start with Carolina at the Rams. So, Carolina just fired their head coach, and Baker Mayfield is injured. The Rams are 2-3 coming off a loss to Dallas, with Dallas's amazing defense tore them apart. But Carolina, I've said this, doesn't have a bad defense. And right there, it shows they're 5th in defense. Now, I don't know how true this shit is because that says the Rams are 32nd in defense. But the Rams haven't been playing well. So it's probably, I believe it. It's NFL's website. I believe it. I've been high on the Panthers defense this year, but if they beat the Rams are in big trouble. 2-4. Nah. Their rushing game is irrelevant. Cam Akers and Henderson cannot get it done. Cooper Kupp obviously is Cooper Kupp. He's great. Stafford has been shitting the bed. You got to give him the you got to fix what's going on with Stafford. The O-line's in trouble. I get that. Carolina has a good front four and I think a good secondary. You cannot sleep on Carolina's secondary. Their offense, you got weapons like DJ Moore, you got Robbie Anderson, Terrace Marshall, Christian McCaffrey, of course. I don't know who's coming in for quarterbacks. I know Sam Darnold was hurt, but I don't know if he's back. I wish I saw a fucking injury report, but I don't know who's playing quarterback for them. Shit. Give me the Panthers upset. I'm going with it. Give me the Panthers upset. Moving on to the next game. Seattle. Excuse me. Seattle and Arizona. Arizona's at Seattle. You know, Seattle's been great this year in a weird way. They've looked really good in almost all of their games for a team that's supposed to be bad. And Arizona has just looked the Arizona's looked mediocre for what they should be, and Seattle's looked great for what they should be. Now, it says they are the number 1 ranked defense. I don't know how true that is. Like I'm saying, I don't watch Arizona games. I've watched them play. I don't watch all of them. I know Hollywood Brown. Obviously, he's good. I think D-Hop is coming back next week. But Geno Smith has been balling. Kenneth Walker played last week, balled. DK, of course, Tyler Lockett. They're all like, their chemistry is all good in Seattle. Their defense is just really it's in the middle. So I'm going to go Seattle on this game. I trust Seattle. Give me Seattle on top of Arizona. The game of the week, in my opinion, well, one of them, there's another one's next. Buffalo Bills at Kansas City. Oof. Bills have the 1st ranked offense, 4th defense. Kansas City's, you can say, struggled this year. They are 4-1, lost to the Colts in a game they played poorly in, missed field goals and extra points, and just fake kicks. You don't trust the kicker, that loses you games. At the end of the day, you beat yourself. The Bills losing to Miami is the same way. They beat themselves. Josh Allen was fumbling, interceptions, bad passes to wide open receivers in the flats, and on touchdown plays. So this is a very interesting game. Both teams, I think, should be 5-0 right now, but they're 4-1, going against each other in Arrowhead. Last time they were in Arrowhead was a playoff game. Kansas City came out on top in that crazy game where they scored like 20 points in a minute. But Buffalo last time in Arrowhead in the regular season beat them by 30 plus. Give me Kansas City with the upset. If you could say, I don't know if you could say it's upset. People think, everything. I think everybody thinks Buffalo is better than Kansas City. So give me Kansas City on the upset. Monday Night Football. Oh, I am so excited. I did not know this was a Monday night game. The Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. The 5-0 red hot Eagles. Let me tell you something about the Eagles. If you did not watch my power rankings video, you're in for a treat. The Eagles are good. They're 5-0. They've played cupcake teams. The Cowboys haven't played the best teams either. You beat the Bengals, you beat the Rams, beat the Giants, you lose the Bucks. I can't remember who else they beat. But what I'm trying to get at is the Eagles, I think, are playing their first real match of defense. I don't think offensively the Eagles have to worry that much. They don't have to worry about Dallas's offense. But I think Jalen Hurts and that Eagles offense is playing a really good defense right now. But I know they've played Arizona, and Arizona did good. Arizona held them to 20, but they lost by the field goal that they missed. But my thing is, you're playing a team that brings pressure. Dallas brings pressure. I want to see how Jalen Hurts reacts to that. Matthew Stafford last week was rattled. Obviously, I'm not using this as a crazy analogy, but Daniel Jones was rattled. Every team they've played, the Tom Brady had to rely on running the ball every play with Leonard Fournette. It was working, but the Cowboys defense brings the pressure. So will Philly answer that, or is Philly going to kind of reveal who they really are? I'm really excited to watch this game. I think the Eagles will win, but I think their offense might get exposed. I kind of want to see that. But I think the Eagles will win. Moving on to the last game of the week, the Monday night game. No one wants to watch Denver, but Denver and the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers coming off a win that they squeaked away with against the Browns because their kicker missed the field goal. And Denver coming off the loss? Was that already? Was that the Thursday night game already? Yeah, that was the Thursday night game. The loss against the Colts. That was terrible. I'm going to be honest. If I want to really talk my shit, I think the Chargers steamroll Denver. But then I think about the talent Denver has everywhere. They just don't execute it. Their coaching is god awful. So I want to say the Chargers come out on top easily, but I'm not going to say easily. But I do think the Chargers win. I think Jay Herbo has a great game. It's just hard. It's hard for me to pick against Denver because I know what they're capable of, and I feel like any moment they'll break out and show us what they can do, but they haven't yet. So I can't pick them. I'm going Chargers. And with that being said, those are all of the games for the week. So let me stop sharing my screen, minimize this. Okay, I'm back. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. So most of our prediction videos go on for 30, 40 minutes because there's 4 of us all arguing and talking. But it's just me, shorter video. Honestly, don't really tell them. I don't know if they're going to watch all of it. I'm going to do a lot more videos by myself on this because this is fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Go check out the Twitter. I run that bitch. Go check out the Instagram. I run that bitch. Go check out the TikToks. Michael runs that. We're trying to really grow this shit, man. And I hope you guys enjoy this. Have a great day and enjoy this week of football.